Hello and welcome to Talk and Adoption with Pact Charity. And today we are looking at the types of children who are waiting. I'm Grace Gomez. I am the Adopted Diversity Recruitment Officer for Pact Charity. And I'm joined today by Kate.
Hi, I'm Kate Simmons. I'm a Senior Social Worker with Pact.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for joining us, Kate. So today we're going to look at the types of children who are currently in care and waiting for their permanent home. So just before we go into that, Kate, can you just briefly explain the adoption process, please?
Yeah, of course. So it would start off where adopters would attend one of our information evenings and gain information about type of children waiting, what kind of adopters we're looking for, and just get some information around what adoption is and how Pact would best meet their needs. If they decide that they want to progress, then they would have an information sharing meeting with a social worker where they can share information about themselves and they can find out more information about Pact and adoption. And from there, they would then enter a stage one assessment process, which would where we would run some checks like DBS, referee checks, and they would attend some of our 4-day preparation for adoption training. And from there, they would move to stage 2, and in stage 2, they will have an in-depth assessment process where we would look at all areas of their lives, their experience of being parented themselves, their experience with children, their education, employment, that kind of areas. And then they would actually then go to a panel, and the panel would decide whether they are suitable to adopt. And once the panel agreed and the agency decision maker agreed that they were suitable to adopt, then they would be prospective adopters, and we'd move to the next process for the family finding.
Fantastic, thank you. So can you tell us a little bit more about the family finding stage and how Pact help with that, please?
Of course. So basically, once you're approved at panel and the agency decision maker has signed that off, then, as I say, you're a prospective adopter, and then you would be allocated a family finder from Pact, and they would help you to go through the profiles of children that are currently waiting to be adopted, and look at how best you can be linked with the suitable children for you to adopt, and to make sure that you're the right adopters for them.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. So can you currently tell us what types of children are currently waiting for permanent homes?
Yeah, so currently the kind of children that are looking to be adopted are sibling groups, children who are over the age of 3. So currently Pact are actually looking for adopters to adopt children between the ages of 3 and 8, particularly. We're not actually looking for adopters of babies at the moment. So sibling groups and children with disabilities who often wait longer to be adopted. And we are looking particularly for adopters to consider children with disabilities, which is obviously a large range, but that's the kind of children that are currently waiting for adoption.
Thank you. So what are the types of needs of the children? You touched on disability. What types of needs do the children have?
Yeah, so it's not necessarily serious physical disabilities. We often find that children have fetal alcohol syndrome, where the birth mother has drunk during pregnancy, or they may have autism or ADHD. Or it may be things like delayed speech and language, which often with nurturing therapeutic parenting, then that can actually be improved upon. Or they may have slight hearing impairments, or slight disabilities. So we just really want people to be as open as possible about what that looks like.
Okay, thank you. So Kate, can you just tell us a bit more about the type of support that Pact offers post-adoption?
Yes, of course. So post-adoption, we have lifelong support for our adopters. We have a specialist team of post-adoption support with therapeutic social workers, adopter champions. We have an adoption support hotline. We do a lot of post-adoption get-togethers and groups, and even to support sort of teenagers who have been adopted. We have support groups for them as well. So I think it's really important that people understand that the support that Pact are able to offer is lifelong, and continues, for as long as families need us.
Okay, thank you. So what are the best ways what ways can adopters best meet the needs of the children that are waiting?
I think primarily what we really ask for our doctors to have gained as much experience with children as possible. If they don't work with children, then to gain voluntary experience, particularly around the ages of the children that they're looking to adopt.
Yeah.
We also ask that people go out and do lots of reading and research. There's lots of available resources out there. And we just think it's really important that people come into the adoption process with a really good understanding of what the needs of children in care are, and obviously consequently what adoption looks like within the UK.
Thank you, that's really good advice, thanks. And then finally, what advice would you give to anybody who's considering adoption at this moment?
Well, definitely go for it. There is lots of children out there waiting, and as I say, within those groups that I spoke about earlier, and definitely if it's something you're considering doing, come along to one of our information evenings, and also be looking around now that we're opening up a little bit post-COVID. Get lots of voluntary experience with children and lots of reading research so that you can understand those needs, and you're more likely to get picked in terms of children that are waiting to be adopted.
Fantastic, thank you very much. That's great, that's really useful information. So we've also got lots more information on our website, that's patcharity.org, where you can find the dates of the next upcoming information events. And there's also lots of information on our YouTube channel, Pat Charity, and on our social media. So thanks for joining us today and have a good day.